At this point, I'm checking out. Welcome back, Alpha Tribe. It's literally been 1 second for me. It's probably been like a week for you, and I'm sorry that you had to wait so long. My name is Alva. This is the Alpha Tribe, and this is a safe space. This is another episode of my trauma, tea, and therapy series, but today we're not having tea. We're in fact having the opposite of tea, which is some Haagen-Dazs chocolate chip ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream, because it's making me feel better. Let me start off by snatching up your bad vibes and giving them back to you peacefully in good vibes, because you deserve it and I deserve it. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Why haven't you done it already? Like, you should already be subscribed. It doesn't cost you a thing. Second of all, let it be a conversation. So if you have a comment, question, concern, or you relate, put it in the comment section. And third, if my video entertains you at all, please give me a thumbs up, because it's gonna help me out, and why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, be a little interactive. Don't just have me sitting here talking to a camera, editing to put up mad hard work on the internet. Like, make it be worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I'm sharing something intimate with you, and maybe you could learn something from me. All right, let's just hop right into it. This is part 2 of my cupcake story. Sorry that I keep making that face. Cupcake was a bad look. Bad look, good story though. All right, let's get right into it. If you haven't already, you got to go ahead and watch part 1, because part 1 gives you like the background of how we met, how we got into a relationship, and everything like that. Actually, I didn't talk about how we got into the relationship. The way that happened was we had been talking for about a month. It was like we had been talking for like a month, and then we started talking exclusively. Then we were talking for like another month, and then I was like, are you gonna ask me to be your girlfriend or what? Because I had been single for 2 years and you're wasting my fucking time. Like, I felt mad mature, mad girl, and I was like, I'm ready for a relationship, so we could date each other exclusively, and then we could go about our lives, you know. But I'm not gonna be giving you more than I should be if you're not my boyfriend, because that's what all these other men are for. Like, what do you bring to the table? So he asked me to be his girlfriend, and that's how that got started. It was like May of 2018. So aside from you leaving your girlfriend of, like, if I'm not mistaken, like 3 to 5 years for me, aside from that being a red flag, I'm gonna list all the other red flags that he did. That was like really weird energy. I told you guys in part 1 that I was doing really well for myself. I had joined a program called Year Up, which I graduated from. It's a professional development program, so you already know I was like dressing professionally every single day, full-time student at BMCC, and doing my internship. Okay, so I was kind of broke because it was 40 hours a week on top of school. No, it included school. 40 hours a week for the program, and then I had a job. Okay, I had a job, but I was also living on my own. So I was paying rent, paying for metro cards, paying for food, paying for all of this stuff, and not having a lot of time. I already was giving 80 hours of my week up to the white man so that I could be successful. And I needed some support. This is gonna come in handy way later. Maybe there will be a part 3 to the video, but I'm not sure yet. Just reading my notes. The first situation, so like I said, we started dating like in May, or I don't think it was 2018. Maybe it was 2017. I don't remember, because it was like, I don't want to come on here and like offend anybody, but that year of my life was not productive relationship wise. I mentioned how I kind of like regret the relationship, and that's because it really wasted my time, and like I put up with a lot of stuff that I wouldn't put up with for anybody else. So I guess you could say like I had love for the person, Cupcake, but at the end of the day, love for myself is more important than love for you. Okay, I could be a good Samaritan all day long, but if I don't love myself, it doesn't equate, and there's no balance. So the first situation was that I have my MacBook, right? I have my MacBook from 2015. Bought my MacBook by my fucking self, and it went with me everywhere. So then at one point I was like, okay, if I'm gonna start this program and like be in school full-time, I don't want to have a laptop, I want to have my iPad. I have a iPad Pro with the keyboard and a little pen, and I was like, I want to sell my MacBook for my iPad. So he was like, I could help you, let's put it on Facebook Market. Facebook Market does have scammers, let's just say that. And I wasn't aware of any of this. I'm thinking, because he was like, oh yeah, I sell tons of stuff on Facebook Market, it's gonna be fine, you're not gonna get scammed. Like, there are groups for people and everything is like securely, we'll pay for it, all good. Tell me why. He was like, just leave it up to me. I left my laptop up to him and I waited, and he was like, oh, we found a buyer so we could sell your laptop. So I'm like, cool. I don't know what the story was, if he knew the person that was buying the laptop. I really don't know what was going on, but he made me pack up. He didn't make me, because he didn't have a gun to my head, but I packed up my laptop and shipped it off to fucking Florida without payment. The person requested money from us on PayPal, so when you request money from anybody, it stays there pending until you decline or accept it. I didn't know this because I wouldn't have done that shit. If it was up to me, I would have sold it to somebody in New York City, gotten the money as I hand over the laptop, right? That's what would make sense. But no, he wanted me to sell it to somebody in Florida because they were didn't even bid on the laptop. They were just like, sure, I'll buy it for whatever amount you're selling it for, which I forgot at this point because I literally cried so much and shoved this memory to the bottom of my core. I go to the FedEx store and I literally ship it off. And then the person is in contact with us for like 2 days talking. First of all, they wanted me to send the expedited shipping like 1 day, but I had to pay for shipping because I hadn't gotten the money yet. So this whole time he's getting PayPal messages saying, you know, it's still pending or whatever. He's not really on top of it. I was about to pay $95 to send my laptop away, and when I got there, I'm like, you know what, can we do the 3-day shipping? It's only $15. I paid $15 out of my money to send my laptop. They sent my laptop, the guy stopped replying. So then I'm like, what the fuck? Turns out it's a whole fake ass account, fake ass guy. I got scammed. I sent my laptop to Florida, fake address, everything. So bad that I got in contact with the FBI and I was like, yo, like, I just got scammed. And they were like, okay, get in contact with PayPal, see what they could do about it. Maybe they could send you at least the money, or like get the person to pay the money. It turns out that the person, once they requested the money, they got an email from PayPal and they used the template of the PayPal website to basically make fake emails to send back to us. So PayPal wasn't even, they had only had one email. The rest of the records of all the emails talking about, oh, this person is waiting for this money and you accepted to send them this money and blah blah blah, was fake emails. The logo was fake, everything was moved around. The FBI ended up telling me all of that stuff and I was fucking pissed off. I remember sitting in my room crying on the phone, screaming, having an anxiety attack because now I have no asset, right? So I have no money, no laptop. Cupcake didn't even offer to pay for it, or I think he offered to reimburse me the money. I never did. And that was only the first red flag. I should have dead ass been like a little more cautious, because I know that stuff happens, but like he had no urgency, no apology. It was kind of just like, oh well, your laptop's gone, and that shit really broke me. So whatever, that was a red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, however, my fucking Apple Watch. By the way, because I only can put 15-minute videos, there will probably be a part 3. Sorry guys. My Apple Watch. So I had an Apple Watch, a beautiful rose gold Apple Watch, so cute. Again, hard-earned money. I was working at Sprint, and I had slept over his house one day. So his house, let's say, is on street A. I worked on street like D, so it was only like a few streets away. And I left my Apple Watch because, you know, you don't really sleep with your Apple Watch, so I just left it on like the counter. I go to work for, it was like a 5-hour shift, and then I text him during the shift and I'm like, hey, I left my watch at your house, I'm gonna come by after work to pick it up. He's like, yeah, sure, it's on the counter. So I was like, okay. I finished my shift. The walk from my job to his house was 10 minutes. I walk over to his house in the afternoon, and all of a sudden my watch is missing. My Apple Watch is missing. You already lost my MacBook, and now my Apple Watch is missing. So but whatever, my Apple Watch is missing, and I'm like, well, where is it? Like, what happened to it? And he's like, I don't know, I went to go do laundry, it was right here, and when I came back it was gone. The laundry room is in the basement of his building, and he lived on the last floor, on the 5th floor. maybe somebody came in while I went to do laundry and they took it. So like, let's say I'm the front door, right? Where my camera is where the Apple Watch was. So if you open the front door, you'll see the watch, but also you'll see the big ass TV, the Xbox or PlayStation, whatever the fuck console it was, a big ass speaker, another laptop, a bunch of technology, but they took my Apple Watch only and the rest of your house is untouched. Doesn't make any fucking sense. The only other person that was in his house at the time was his little sister, and she didn't like me. For what reason, I don't know. She was, you know, sometimes siblings get like a little jealous or like bothered. The feeling is jealousy when their sibling is in a relationship and you have less time with them. That's what was happening. She was like 7 or 8 years younger than us, so my theory was that she stole it from a long time ago. I was like, well, let's look for it. Crazy, because who was in his house that day is my current boyfriend, and we all looked for the watch. We looked under the bed, behind this, behind that, under that, in the next room, in the kitchen, in the bathroom. Because if I tell you at 12 p.m. that my watch is in your house and I'm gonna come pick it up, and then I arrive at 1 o'clock and my watch is missing, something is wrong with the story. That was red flag number 2. Well, 3, because it was the girlfriend, the MacBook, and now the watch. First of all, you got me fucked up because I work very hard for my stuff. I work very hard for my belongings, and like at the time I had been going through stuff with my mom, so like the little bit of stuff that I did own was really important to me, especially taking a loss like losing my MacBook. So we got together in May or June. I lost my MacBook in August. That's not too far apart. And then in like November, it was like October, November, about to be like fall, like it was like fall, about to get cold, I lose my my Apple Watch. So like this is already mad different things in the relationship. At this point, I'm checking out. At this point, I'm like, you know, I should have checked out sooner, but mentally I was just like, damn, like I can't trust my belongings around you. I can't trust my stuff with you. You're kind of stingy. He wasn't really like working or anything, and you're not being productive for me. Like, I'm coming from a time where I'm completely single, have my own job, I'm getting my education, I'm doing what I gotta do, and I'm expecting like a lot from you. I'm not expecting you to build me a house and fucking move me to a different state and marry me and shit like that, but I'm expecting you to at least have your shit together. So you know what, I'm gonna leave this right here because you're gonna want to hear part 3. I'll be back. If you haven't already, you better go watch part 1, and if you're here right now, you better stay tuned for part 3. Feels good releasing it. I would never. And it's not hard to find people that you can trust. It's not hard to find people that make you feel comfortable and safe around your stuff. Like, I'm out of here.